buckling. So when a standard structural member is loaded with an increasing axial compression force, the member deflects laterally and fails by combined bending and compression rather than the direct compression. So this phenomena is termed as buckling. Under the application of axial compressive load, theoretically it should be failing in the compression. But if the length of the member is sufficient or sufficiently large, in that case, when we go on increasing the load, at one point the structural member will bend in the lateral direction and fail by the combined action of bending as well as compression. So this phenomena is termed as buckling, the lateral buckling of a axial compression member. So the critical load or the buckling load of a structure is load which creates the borderline between stable and unstable equilibrium. So if we apply the load in axial direction, so definitely it will deflect in the lateral direction, but up to a certain amount of load, when we remove the load, it will come back in its original position. But as we go on increasing the load, there will be a sudden increase in the deflection and the structure will fail and the structure will become unstable. So the load where the unstable equilibrium is achieved, so that is actually the critical load or the critical buckling load, or we can say a load where at which the buckling of the axial compression member occur is termed as critical buckling load. The buckling load of a column is proportional to the flexural rigidity EI and the inverse of column length square. It is proportional to EI and L square. So larger the flexural stiffness, larger will be the critical buckling load. It means our structural member will be able to resist higher load before the buckling, and smaller the length, larger will be the buckling load. So increasing the value of second moment of area of the section and reducing the effective length will increase the critical load. So here we have a demonstration for the buckling of the compression members. In this case we have pin and condition. Just with the application of load, it is bend in the lateral direction. So if we change the end condition, we make them fixed, here the buckling will be in this way and the effective length will be this one, and as a result the load at which this buckling have occurred is larger. And if we provide some sun support at the intermediate position, in that case we can further enhance the buckling load. In that case actually we have reduced the effective length. When the effective length is less, the critical buckling load will be larger. This figure shows the actual buckling of the bracing members. So under the application of compressive load, so these members have been buckled. So there is one other type of buckling which is termed as lateral torsional buckling. So this type of buckling occurs at the beam when a vertical load acts on the beam, so it suddenly fails or deflects in the lateral direction. So if we have a beam and apply a vertical load over here, so it will deflect in downward direction as well as in lateral direction. So this lateral buckling or the bending in lateral direction is termed as lateral torsional buckling. So if we want to improve the lateral torsional buckling, we need to improve its moment of inertia or the stiffness in the lateral direction. So to improve the stiffness in the lateral direction, if we increase the depth of the member, so it will not significantly affect the lateral torsional buckling. But if we increase the width of the member, so in that case the second moment of area in the lateral direction will improve. For example, by increasing the depth, the moment of inertia about this vertical axis, about this y-axis, will not significantly increase. But if we increase its width, in that case the moment of inertia about this y-axis will increase significantly and we can avoid the lateral torsional buckling. So we need to improve the stiffness about this vertical axis or in the lateral direction. So to avoid or to protect the thin structural beams from the lateral torsional buckling, we can provide the bracings in the lateral direction. The lateral supports can be provided to prevent the lateral torsional buckling. So this is the pictorial evidence of support to resist the lateral buckling. The other type of buckling is local buckling. So if a structure buckles locally, so the buckling of this structure or this member at some point at locally, so it will cause the collapse of whole structure. So in case of tin bag or cane, drinks cane, So when we apply the load on it, so it will buckle at some local position, and then it will cause the complete collapse of the structure. So this type of buckling which occur at some point of the structure instead of the whole, it is termed as local buckling. So this figure shows the evidence of local buckling. So instead of this complete beam, the small portion of this section has been buckled. It has bent in the lateral direction. So such type of bending or buckling is termed as local buckling. So thank you very much.